Ethan's heart pounded in his chest, each beat syncing with the hum of unseen resonance. The skill pulsed like a living thing, urging him toward the trapdoor beneath Mara's feet. The inn's common room was still, the flickering oil lamps casting long shadows across the worn wooden floor. Mara didn't look up from her mug, her scarred hands moving in slow, deliberate circles as she polished it. But Ethan couldn't shake the feeling that she knew he was there, knew he was staring, knew something was wrong. The golden text hovered in his vision, unyielding. Presence below, unknown entity, level double question mark, double question mark. The double question mark sent a chill down his spine. In the 2 days since he'd been yanked into Atherion, he'd seen levels. His own at 1, the Skulkers at 3, Tauren's at 7, Mara's at 9. But this was something the system couldn't or wouldn't quantify. And that scared him more than the monster in the forest. He took a step forward, the floorboard creaking under his sneaker. Mara's head snapped up, her eyes narrowing. "What are you doing, boy?" Her voice was a low growl, rough as gravel. Above her, her stats glowed. Mara, level 9, Ironbark Brewer. But now, with unseen resonance active, Ethan saw something new. A faint shimmer around her, like heat rising off pavement. It wasn't just her presence, it was intent, hostility. "There's something under the floor," Ethan said, his voice steadier than he felt. He pointed at the scuffed boards behind the bar. "A trap door. Something's down there." Mara's expression didn't change, but her hands stilled. The air grew heavier, the hum in Ethan's skull sharpening to a needlepoint. "You're tired," she said, setting the mug down with a deliberate thunk. "Go back to your room, now!" "I can feel it. It's alive. It's dangerous." "What are you hiding? You summon types, always sticking your noses where they don't belong. Last warning, boy. Walk away." "I can feel it," Ethan pressed, taking another step. "It's alive. It's dangerous. What are you hiding?" Her lips curled into a sneer, revealing a chipped tooth. "You summon types, always sticking your noses where they don't belong. Last warning, boy. Walk away." "I can't. I need to know." Ethan's mind raced. He had no weapon, no real skills beyond this new ability to sense things. He was level 1, with stats that screamed average at best. Mara was level 9, and whatever was below was a complete unknown, but the hum wouldn't let him go. It was screaming now, a discordant wail that made his teeth ache. Whatever was down there, it wasn't just a threat to him, it was a threat to everyone in Dusk Hollow. "I can't," he said, clenching his fists. "I need to know." Mara moved faster than he expected. She lunged over the bar, a dagger appearing in her hand from nowhere, a wicked, curved blade that gleamed with a faint green sheen. Ethan stumbled back, his hip slamming into a table. The dagger slashed through the air where he'd been standing, the tip grazing his hoodie and tearing a thin line across the fabric. "Stupid little shit. You want to die so bad I'll help you." "Stupid little shit," Mara snarled, her face twisting with rage. "You want to die so bad I'll help you." Ethan dove to the side as she swung again, the blade embedding itself in the table with a splintering crack. He hit the floor hard, rolling to his feet as adrenaline surged through him. The hum spiked and a new text flashed. "Threat detected, Mara, hostile intent confirmed. Additional presence, trapdoor entity, agitated." The floor beneath the bar shuddered, a low growl rumbling up through the boards. Mara froze, her eyes darting to the trapdoor, then back to Ethan. "You idiot! You've woken it!" "You idiot!" she hissed. "You've woken it!" Before Ethan could respond, the trapdoor exploded upward, wood splintering like it had been hit by a cannon. A wave of cold, fetid air blasted through the room, carrying the stench of decay and something metallic. Blood, Ethan realized with a sick lurch. Mara staggered back, her dagger raised as a shape emerged from the darkness below. It was humanoid, but only just. Its body was a mass of writhing black tendrils, each one tipped with a glistening barb. Its head was a featureless void, save for a single glowing red eye that pulsed with malevolent light. The tendrils lashed out, one catching Mara's arm and slicing through her leather bracer like it was paper. She screamed, blood spraying across the bar as she slashed at the tendril with her dagger. Ethan scrambled backward, his back hitting the wall. The system's text updated, cold and clinical. Name Umbral Leech, level 15, threat extreme. Level 15? Ethan choked out, his voice cracking. He was dead. He was so dead. The leech turned its eye on him, and the hum in his skull became a scream. Unseen resonance was going haywire, feeding him fragments of information, flashes of the creature's essence, its hunger, its rage. It wasn't just a monster, it was a parasite, a thing that fed on life, on souls. And it had been trapped here, bound by something Mara had done until Ethan's presence, his class, his resonance had stirred it awake. You brought this on us, your damn class, it's cursed! Mara was still fighting, her dagger flashing as she hacked at the tendrils. You brought this on us, she roared, blood streaming down her arm. Your damn class, it's cursed! Ethan's mind reeled. Cursed? Was that why the system had given him Echo Weaver, because it was some kind of cosmic mistake? But there was no time to think. The leech lunged, its tendrils whipping toward him. He threw himself to the side, the barbs embedding in the wall where he'd been standing. Splinters rained down, and he felt a sharp sting as one grazed his cheek, drawing a thin line of blood. He needed to do something, anything. His eyes darted to his stats, still hovering in the corner of his vision. Unseen resonance, level 1, was active, but what good was sensing if he couldn't fight? Then he saw it, the second skill, still locked. Thread of echoes. The hum in his skull shifted, almost like it was guiding him. A desperate idea formed. Mara, keep it busy! Mara, he shouted, dodging another tendril. Keep it busy! She shot him a look of pure venom but didn't argue, driving her dagger into the leech's side. It let out a screech that made Ethan's ears ring, black ichor spraying from the wound. He closed his eyes, focusing on the hum, on the resonance. It wasn't just a sound, it was a connection, a thread tying him to the world around him. He reached for it, mentally grasping at the vibration, and felt something click. Skill unlocked. Thread of Echoes, level 1. Description: weave the echoes of the world into tangible threads. Manipulate vibrations to bind, disrupt, or influence within a limited range. Ethan's eyes snapped open. He could feel it now. The echoes of the leech's movements, its screeches, even its heartbeat, all vibrating through the air. He thrust his hands forward, instinct taking over, and the hum coalesced into a shimmering, translucent thread. It shot from his palms. Wrapping around one of the leech's tendrils like a lasso, he yanked, and the tendril froze mid-swing, trembling as the thread tightened. Holy shit. Holy shit, Ethan breathed. It worked. He could do something. Mara seized the opening, plunging her dagger into the leech's eye. The creature shrieked, thrashing wildly, and the thread snapped, the backlash hitting Ethan like a punch to the chest. He stumbled, gasping, but the leech was hurt, badly. Ichor poured from its eye, and its movements grew sluggish. Finish it! Ethan yelled, weaving another thread. This one wrapped around the leech's torso, pinning its tendrils to its body. Mara didn't hesitate. She drove her dagger into the creature's core, twisting the blade with a grunt. The leech let out a final, gurgling scream, then collapsed, its body dissolving into a puddle of black sludge. The room fell silent, save for the sound of Mara's ragged breathing. She turned to Ethan, her face a mask of blood and fury. You! She spat, pointing the dagger at him. You're a walking disaster. That thing was sealed for years until you showed up with your cursed class. Ethan said, I didn't know, I just felt it. I couldn't ignore it. Ethan raised his hands, still shaking from the adrenaline. I didn't know, I just felt it. I couldn't ignore it. Mara replied, Echo Weaver, never heard of it, but I know trouble when I see it. You're not welcome here. Get out of my inn. Get out of Dusk Hollow. Now. Mara lowered the dagger, but her glare didn't soften. Echo Weaver, she muttered, spitting the words like a curse. Never heard of it. But I know trouble when I see it. You're not welcome here. Get out of my inn. Get out of Dusk Hollow. Now. Ethan didn't argue. He grabbed his pouch, thankfully still on the table where he'd dropped it, and bolted for the door. The night air hit him like a slap, cold and sharp, as he stumbled into the muddy street. Behind him, Mara's shouts echoed, but he didn't look back. He'd survived. He'd used his class, actually used it, and it had saved him. But at what cost? The leech, Mara's reaction, the way his presence had stirred something dark. Maybe his class was cursed. Maybe he was a liability, just like Hadley had said. As he fled Dusk Hollow, the crimson-leaved forest closing in around him, Ethan felt the hum of unseen resonance settle into a quiet murmur. Atherion was watching him, its mysteries deepening with every step. And somewhere deep in his bones, he knew the system wasn't done with him.